Rick, you there? We need to talk. Are you still at work? Anyways, I left the divorce papers on the table, so can you file them with the courthouse tomorrow? That would be such a big help. I'm going to head back to my hometown, but I'm not moving back in with my parents. Now that you know about the divorce papers, I don't ever intend on coming back here. I don't plan on telling you where I'm going. It's also helped a lot that you've been so busy at work. It's given me a chance to pack my things at a slower pace without you noticing. I guess this is it. Have a nice life.
Excuse me, what is with all these messages? Hey, Poppy, you there? I just got back home to find these divorce papers. What is the meaning of this? We've only been married for 3 months, so why are there divorce papers in front of me? This is insane. What made you come to this conclusion?
Oh, would you look at that? You're done with work now, I see. You finished earlier than I expected.
Poppy, this isn't funny. Where are you right now?
I told you before in those messages that I'm not telling you.
I don't get it. What's the reason for you wanting to divorce me?
Because our personalities don't match, Rick.
What do you mean they don't match?
After being married for 3 months and then living together, I started to notice our differences a lot. I thought maybe we were wrong for each other. That was what I was thinking.
But isn't it important for couples to discuss such matters first? Before any hasty conclusions? There's maybe some things that we can compromise on, Poppy.
No, there isn't. Then I came to the conclusion that the only way I'll be happy is if we get a divorce.
Is that so? There's nothing you want to try and compromise on?
Nope, nothing at all.
Well, for the reason that you've given me, it's funny that you think I'd be easily convinced to divorce you like that.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by that?
Nothing. I figured this all out anyways. I guess I'll just hold on to these divorce papers then.
Oh, okay. Please file the divorce papers by the end of the day.
Why before the end of the day?
Because from tomorrow, I'll be living with my new boyfriend. I'm almost into my 30s, and I want to have a baby as soon as possible given my age and physical strength.
Alright, so you have a boyfriend already?
Oh, what's up? Why so shocked to hear that? Don't take what I say too seriously. It's just a joke.
Look, Poppy, I don't really care what you say, but thank you for letting me know about your cheating scandal. It saves me the trouble of looking into what you've been doing.
Huh? What does that mean? But I told you I just meant it as a joke. I'm bailing on this conversation. I can see you're getting wound up over it. What is this thing about me paying alimony to you? This must be some sort of sick joke. I was just joking, and now you're trying to find out things about me? Are you for real? I was relieved that I hadn't had a peep out of you in for over 2 weeks, and now this?
Poppy, what are you talking about? Is it okay to say now that I sent a content certificated piece of mail and its arrival at the house you're living with Joe? I'm sure you also got an envelope with photo evidence inside of your affair delivered to you too, right?
I don't care about that. How do you know about where Joe lives?
I tracked down any mutual friends that we have, and they knew of his address, and they told me when I told them what was going on.
This photo is... When did you take so many photos of me?
Those photos? How can you not remember taking the embarrassing photos of yourself cheating on me?
Excuse me?
About a month ago, you changed your phone model, didn't you? And you didn't realize that you left your old phone on the side of the table when you left the house one day?
Really, I don't remember that.
But for some reason, it was still left to be charged and it had no lock on it. Right after you left and before I messaged you, I looked at the divorce papers on the table. And I thought then and there that my suspicions were confirmed to be true.
Oh, oops. I completely forgot about that other phone. I said what I needed to say at the time, so it saved you the trouble of collecting evidence.
And your point is?
My point is this. It's such a cowardly thing to go out of your way to open up about your feelings over the past 2 weeks, to try and get alimony out of me.
I didn't intend to blurt it all out. But since I had consulted with a lawyer and made the right preparations, it took a couple of weeks to organize.
It doesn't change the fact that I was taken by surprise.
I don't think someone who willfully cheated on me should be able to comment that sort of thing. You should have expected that to happen. To make you see how sinful your actions have been, let's look into your lover, shall we?
Look into him? Now wait just a minute.
Your lover is Joe Tillins. He was in the same year as you in middle school and high school. When you were in your second year of high school, you started dating him. However, you discovered that Joe was cheating on you with another woman and you broke up after 1 month of being together.
Can you stop with all this crap, please?
After that whole debacle, you both graduated high school and went your separate ways. 2 months before we got married, you went to your middle school reunion and happened to meet up with Joe again there. At that same reunion, you and him hit it off like old times and really got excited to be around each other. So you skipped out on the reunion and went to the hotel instead.
I get it, all right. Would you please just stop it? I know what your heart's truly seeking. You want your alimony. You must know that Joe is quite rich and your aim is to take that away from him.
That's not it, Poppy. It's got nothing to do with him being rich. I'm just exercising my legitimate rights with being cheated on by my wife.
Yeah, whatever you say, Rick. It doesn't matter how you think about it. Anything you think about is fine by me. I guess I can't help it if you found out these things. I'll ask Joe to pay my share of the alimony so it won't hurt my conscience at all. It's actually cheap if you think about it being an offering of cutting you off from me.
Is that so, Poppy? Well, let me get back to you about this. Just pay me the amount I billed you by the date I stated without any delays.
Yes, Rick, I'll do that. I think that I can marry Millionaire Joe, and it's only a few $1,000s, so it won't be a big expense for me to pay you.
Oh, okay. It seems that Joe has been excluded from his family inheritance because he's not blood related to his wealthy father.
Wait, what? Rick? Rick, what you said earlier about Joe, it was true. Joe's mother had an affair and he was the consequence of that. Because of his mother's dirty deeds, he's been excluded from his father's will and the family inheritance. His parents got a divorce when he was 19. The only reason why he didn't change his name was because his parents got married and ended up having the same last name. That's why he's still known by that name.
That sounds about right to me.
So, did you know about all of this? You knew when you messaged me the other day.
Well, I did do that quick investigation through his friends, so they had a lot to say. What would you have me do if I were to tell you that?
I would have gone back on my plans.
What's that supposed to mean?
I won't have to pay the alimony if we work this whole thing out. I want to start all over again with you, Rick. If we're with each other, it would be a win-win for both of us, right?
How is there a win-win in this for both of us?
What do you mean by that, Rick?
The fact that you had an affair isn't going to disappear from my mind. So even if you decide to change your mind about all of this, you still need to pay me the alimony. You've caused so much grief, and I would never forgive you for cheating in the first place. Naturally, I'm not even going to consider unraveling this whole mess. Starting over with you again, Poppy, would seem like a punishment to me for taking back someone who had an affair. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
But, Rick, we were a great couple up until 2 weeks ago. How can you give up on your love for me so easily?
It's not about that, Poppy. Are you really saying that considering you're the one who cheated on your husband?
But we had a beautiful wedding ceremony. Surely you remember that amazing day.
But what was the purpose of that ceremony if this was going to happen? Anyway, I have no plan to get back together with you. It's not happening. Please just give me my alimony before the deadline so I don't have to take you to court. I've had enough.
Don't say those things, Rick. Please, you've got to give me another chance. I have no way of paying the alimony, so can you think about getting back together? Because if we do that, we can go right back to the way things were, right?
I have no idea what you're saying. As I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you've changed your mind about me or not. You still owe me my alimony. There's no way you can get away with saying that you can't pay because you've run out of cash.
About that. So my parents are really angry at me for what I did, and they're so angry at the fact that I tried to move back in with them. I got into a fight with Joe, and he told me to move out of his apartment by tomorrow. All I have left now is you, Rick. Please.
I hate really vague conversations, Poppy. I'm not getting into this with you. No matter what you say, you still need to pay me the alimony no matter what. I'm not letting you get away with anything.
But, Rick, don't be like this.
I'm not replying to you anymore. Sort out your own problems and pay me my alimony.
Rick, answer me. I tried to come back home to you. I see there's no nameplate on the mailbox, and the key doesn't fit in the front door either. You seriously didn't move out of this house, did you? You didn't move out without saying a word, did you? Rick, are you going to reply to me? Didn't I tell you that I only have you to rely on? If you moved without telling me, then we won't be able to get back together. Rick, don't ignore my calls and messages. Answer me. You've got to be kidding me right now, Rick. I went to see if you were at your parents' house, and my father was there. He put me in the car and is taking me somewhere. I bet so much right now that you're at your parents' house right now. No? I came here because I couldn't think of what else to do since you weren't in our house. Why is this happening? Why won't you help me out? If you've gone back to your parents' house, you know that you'll not be able to see me anymore. Are you fine with that, Rick? Rick, answer me! I'm so sorry! Don't leave me on my own. Why do you have nothing to say to me? You've not even read a single one of my messages. I want to be with you.
I was able to see that Poppy went over to my old house and that she would go to my parents' house next. When I asked my ex-father-in-law to come and collect her, he was like, boom, we got her. At a later date, Joe decided to wire me the alimony. I thought that he would be too naive to do this, but I heard that he borrowed money from his ex-father on the condition that he would be permanently exiled from the hometown. Poppy, on the other hand, I asked her why she's complaining about paying alimony. Surprisingly, I discovered that she had a large amount of debt. So she ended up having to carry debt and alimony on her shoulders. The total amount was said to be about $600,000. She works multiple jobs to help pay her dues while her parents manage her salary. It seems that she's living a hard life, both mentally and physically.
Hi, Mrs. Anderson. It's almost summer vacation, huh? Is it true that you're already going to go to the beach this weekend? What? Oh, good evening, Mrs. Kane. My daughter Kara said that your daughter Angela told her about it at kindergarten. Oh, did Angela say something about it? So what beach are you going to be going to? It's not like we're going anywhere far. You know that our house is built on an elevation near the coast, right? We just talked about going to the beach that's a 15 minutes walk from where we live at a dinner. But it looks like a typhoon is nearing, so it's more than likely to be cancelled. Oh, is that so? Well, I guess that means that it'll be easier for me to ask you a favor. What are you talking about? Will you bring my daughter Kara to the beach with you? There's something I have to take care of the weekend. What? Sorry, but I can't. We haven't decided on our plans yet, and it's all up to the weather whether we're going to the beach or not. I feel a bit resistant to taking custody of another person's child in such a situation, and I can't guarantee your daughter's safety either. But I'm sure Kara will have so much fun if she's with you and Angela. I said I can do it for you. Then what do you want me to do about Kara during the weekend? I have something I need to take care of, remember? Mrs. Kane, why not think about Kara for once and stop thinking about yourself only? I'm asking you to bring Kara to the beach with you precisely because I'm thinking about Kara. I'm sorry, but I can't take Kara for you. What do you mean you can't? Just bring her to the beach. I said I can't. Ugh, you're so stubborn. I refused your request, all right? Goodbye. Do you have some time, Jason? You're in the train on your way home from work, right? Oh, hey, Rena. You should probably take a different path on your way home. Why? It seems that Mrs. Kane found out about our plans to go to the beach this weekend. She's asking me really stubbornly to bring her daughter Kara with us because she has to take care of something. Seriously? Mrs. Kane's house is between the station and our home, so you should go by a different route than usual and avoid her house, just in case. Got it. But still, that person never gets tired of this, huh? Even after it's become a problem how she keeps asking for other mothers at the kindergarten to take care of her daughter for her. Apparently, she's a single mother now since her husband divorced her because she cheated on him. Couldn't she have give her husband custody over their child if this was what's going on? She keeps talking about how she can't take care of her anyways. Truly, there are even some people that are saying they should report her to the Children's Welfare Center. I see. Anyways, I'm definitely going to take a different route now. Take care on your way home. Yep, thanks. Hi, Rena. It looks like our plans for the beach are going to have to be cancelled. Oh, I guessed as much. The typhoon is going to be hitting at noon on Saturday, right? There's something else I wanted to tell you. I got special tickets for Hot Spring Hotel in S Prefecture from my colleague. Do you want to go there instead? Ooh, Hot Springs? Angela loved it. When we went to the Hot Springs last time, right? Yep, I remember that as well. I already checked with the hotel if they had rooms available, and apparently they still have multiple available rooms. I think we can get a reservation if we book right now. We'll have to leave early to catch the train first thing in the morning, but the typhoon isn't going to be a problem in S Prefecture. I just asked Angela and she said she wanted to go. If that's the case, then I see no reason to object. All right, I'll get the reservations right now. Yep, thanks. Hi, Mrs. Anderson. Thanks for taking my daughter Kara to the beach. Taking care of a child is such a pain in the ass. So I'm so glad you're taking care of her for the whole day. What? Mrs. Kane? And you know what? The typhoon's already come, so we can't go outside. So take care of her until tomorrow morning, okay? What do you mean? The beach has been closed because of the typhoon. We aren't at the beach. And your daughter, Kara, isn't with us. What? Oh, you drop her off at our house? I'm saying that Kara wasn't with us from the beginning. Huh? I haven't seen her even today. Don't be silly. You're going to go to the beach today with Kara, aren't you? I found out in advance which beach your family was going to go to, so I dropped Kara off there with her swimming suit and a floaty, telling her to wait until Angela's family comes so she can play with you guys. You what? You should have met her at the beach, no? What are you thinking, Mrs. Kane? Why did you just drop your daughter off the beach knowing a typhoon was going to come? But there was something I needed to take care of. Kara just said she understood, and I thought you were just waiting for her at the beach. Didn't I already tell you that the beach is closed because of the typhoon? It's closed? The waves are tall because of the typhoon, which means that it's dangerous to go to the ocean. What do you mean? There was an emergency alert sent to our phones yesterday and this morning as well. Didn't you notice? I don't know anything about it. Besides, if you knew a typhoon was going to come, then couldn't you have guessed that going into an ocean was dangerous? Where's Kara? How should I know? I said I didn't even see her today, right? Stop texting me and hurry up and find your daughter. Huh? I'm busy right now. You go and find her, Mrs. Anderson. If your plans to go to the beach were cancelled, then that must mean that you're just lying around in your home, right? We're currently in S Prefecture. What? We just happened by chance to get special tickets to a hot spring hotel in S Prefecture. And since the typhoon wouldn't affect us here, we changed our plans of going to the beach and went to the hot springs instead. That means that you have no idea where Kara is. That's why I told you to stop texting me and find your daughter. Call the police immediately. You do it, Mrs. Anderson. Huh? I'm out having fun today, which means I can't just go home. We can't come home either, you know. Even if we took a train right now, we wouldn't be able to catch the last train going home at this point. But if I call the police, it will seem like I did something wrong, and I don't want that. Huh? What are you saying? It's your own daughter, right? It's your responsibility, Mrs. Anderson. I told you to take care of Kara today, right? Didn't I tell you I wouldn't do such a thing? Ugh! It seems it's no use talking to you, so I'll just take care of it myself. I'm going to ask my husband to contact the police there. You should have done that from the start. You're such a hassle. You're unfit to be a mother, Mrs. Kane. What? I feel so bad for Kara having to have a mother like this. Rude. You're the one who's rude. Bye then. Rena, I just got a word from the police about Kara. Did something happen to her? They said that someone found her and is currently looking for her. Really? I was packing at the hotel lobby since I was so anxious, even while I was contacting the other mothers. I'm so glad. And it also looks like the person who's looking after Kara is going to contact us. Come back to the hotel room for a bit. Got it. Mrs. Kane, Kara was found. She's safe. What? Really? I'm so glad. I'll be over right away and pick her up. Hold on. We can give Kara back to you. Huh? What do you mean by that? First, I'll explain to you what your daughter Kara went through today. It seems Kara knew that the beach was closed, but she also knew that you were going to leave, and decided that it was no use going home, since she wouldn't be able to get in. Apparently, they found her trying to go to your ex-husband, Mr. Smith's office. What? Why? Apparently, Kara remembered the name of the company of her father worked at. While she was headed to the office, she was seen by a police officer walking around on her own at a large street. Apparently, she told the police officer the name of her father's company, and the police officer was kind enough to take her there. I just got a message from Mr. Smith earlier saying that was how he was able to reunite with his daughter. Is that so? That being the case, Kara is now at Mr. Smith's house. Wait, hold on. Smith is my ex-husband. You can't just hand Kara over to him. Don't you think that it could have been avoided given the situation? Besides, Kara is the daughter as well, right? But I'm the one who took custody of Kara. By the way, Mrs. Kane, the reason you keep leaving and making someone else take care of Kara is because you're meeting your boyfriend, right? Huh? So what? I'm single, so why can't I have a boyfriend? But this boyfriend of yours is married, right? What? That's none of your business. You have no right to call me out of my private affairs. I'm not really calling you out, but this boyfriend of yours is the son of the leader of the neighborhood association, right? You just messed up in a place where the lives of so many people you know overlap. How many witnesses do you think there are? Don't underestimate the information network of us mothers. So what if that's the case? Don't mess with me. I'm a single mother that has to go through a lot. The people around me should go out of their way to help me. I applaud the nerve you must have to be able to say something like that after making the other mothers take care of your daughter for you so often, just so you can go out with your boyfriend who also happens to be married. What's your problem? Are these the words of an old dried-out woman? I'd rather be dried out than be with someone like you who can only say things of that level. What? Well then, let's continue our conversation, shall we? Mr. Smith has a message for you. Get ready because I'm going to do everything I can to get custody of Kara from you. Huh? That person seriously said something like that? It's only natural now that he knows what Kara has to live with. He can't help but say such things as her father. But if he gains custody of Kara, I won't be able to get money for the child support anymore. Well, yes. On the contrary, you're the one who's going to be paying for child support. Stop with these jokes. If he stops paying child support, I won't be able to meet the monthly bills for my credit card anymore. What? So that means you are using the money from Kara's child support for your own purposes? Why am I not surprised? No, that's not what I meant. I see. I always wondered how you were able to maintain the lifestyle you lived when it didn't seem like you were even working. So that's what's going on. Mrs. Anderson, don't tell this to Mr. Smith, okay? Got it. I'll be sure to tell this to Mr. Smith. No. Well then, I'm going to contact him now, so bye. Don't tell him. After the incident, Mr. Smith was able to get custody of Kara. Apparently, Mrs. Anderson was determined not to give custody of Kara to him no matter what. But thanks to a pile of evidence from the other mothers that were worried about Kara's situation, that she was making them take care of her daughter for her, and some additional evidence from Mr. Smith, he was able to successfully get custody of Kara. That being said, we no longer have to worry about Kara's well-being, it seems. Mrs. Anderson, on the other hand, due to the incident, everyone found out that she was going out with the son of the leader of the neighborhood association, and she was again forced to pay an alimony. It seems her boyfriend, for one reason or another, couldn't just divorce his wife, so they agreed to stay together and work things out. Mrs. Anderson now has no one to rely on, since even her parents had already cut ties with her. Now she spends every day doing non-stop physical labor, so that she can pay off the money she needs to pay.